I'm Craig Stagner with the Spfld Demize Pastoral Season. I'm joined here by assistant head coach Armen Tonianse, who tonight was a field player and a starter for the team. Coach, tell us a little bit about your perspective of the game. Being an on-field coach, you get a different perspective than sideline coaching. How is that different for you coaching on the field?
Coaching from the side, you get an outside perspective of the game. But when you're really on the field, you get a feel of how the players are reacting on the field. You get a feel of how the game is going, and you can make better adjustments as you move forward.
It's certainly it's the difference between watching it and being involved in it. So it definitely gives you a better perspective. Sometimes it's hard, though, also by the same token, to oversee everything because you are so immersed in it. Can you tell us a little bit about your preparation that you had going into this game today, and how the flow of Pastoral works, and just maybe some of our fans aren't quite familiar with Pastoral and how it goes. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Indoor soccer is very tactical. Obviously you've got different environments. You've got the boards, you've got the nets. The fouling is a little bit different. Depending upon if you make too many fouls, then you go down a man. And those are important times in the game where a team can get killed or a team can progress and move forward. Importance of when you're a man down, you're staying tight, you're staying connected, and you're killing the power play, so that way you can give your team a little boost. And then on the attacking side of it, when you're a man up, you want to make sure you're keeping possession of the ball and you're taking advantage of the power play, and you're scoring a goal and keeping your team in the game.
Tell us a little bit about, now right off, as we had alluded to earlier, the Wichita team scored right off pretty quickly. How do you keep your team up and not getting down? Because, as you know, outdoor, that one goal could have been huge. Here, it's not as big an issue, but still yet, it's got to be deflating when you're the home team and you give up the first goal. How do you react to that, and how do you coach your players to keep their head up?
I always tell my players, expect bad things to happen. You're going to go down, you're going to go up, and it's about how you react. How do we react to that? And I thought we responded very well today. And even though it was a new team, haven't had any practices, we're just now getting into the swing of things. I thought we responded well, and we came back and we finished the game off.
There was a couple times where we had a run of 2 or 3 goals, and it just starts to flow, and you feel it. And then the killer, they score. How do you handle that and address that when that rally that you're going, that the flow of keeping the other team scoreless but scoring, and then they score? How do you get the team to get back up again?
Well, one of the keys in the game is momentum. If you get good momentum and your spirits are high, you can pump a lot of balls in the back of the net and really get a good rally. And then if you get scored on, then it gets a little discouraging. But again, how do we react? Are we men, or do we just give up in the fold?
Right. And tonight we had some scoring from some of the players that were frankly well down on the depth chart. We have players like Nathan Cardoza who scored. We had Tony Palmisano who scored. We have players of second and third wave players. Yet really the defining players tonight were the players you would expect as a fan. It was Eric Martin with 3 goals. It was Alfredo Casada with a couple big goals. How does that mold together where you have the veteran leadership and then the young players coming together? How does that flow?
I thought it was kind of like a domino effect. Our younger players see our older players doing the business and getting it done, and then that kind of flows down to them, and they see it, and they capitalize, and they do the same thing.
And then also when one of the new players scores, the old players don't want to be, they're like, hey, good job, but I want to score again too.
Yeah,
so there is that motivation.
Yeah, it's unexpected. Some of the players that you don't see normally playing a lot or getting a lot of minutes, and they step up and do the job. You get excited about that because from the first guy to the last guy, you can be expected in the game.
That is, it's really tough to defend against a team like the Demize when you've got players on all 3 waves of players scoring. You can't really focus. If you do try to focus on Eric Martin, then Alfredo gets you. If you try to focus on Alfredo, then Matt gets you.
That's right.
And even if you're able to hold down Casada and Martin and Walton, then we got third string guys like Cardoza and Palmisano who come in and score. and it's almost impossible to beat a team when they're playing like that.
That's right. Even from the third line, even with their high school boys like Tyler Hedricks, Tony Palmisano, and Alex Castillo. Those guys got minutes tonight. Two out of the 3 club players scored. These guys are under the age of 18. They're 17 years old, coming up playing with the men. So it really shows how they're developing and how they're maturing in the game.
It's great, Coach. Tell us, do you have any thoughts to conclude here about how the season's going to progress? Trevor Spangenberg is going to be playing some games. He wasn't here tonight.
That's right.
Due to scheduling. What can we look for going forth?
We're looking to improve. We're looking to take the momentum, as I said before, and take that momentum from this game and move it on. We're going to be adding a few players to the addition to the team. Caleb Romero from SBU is still out. Bradley Stillwagon from SBU is still out. Those are 3 veterans of our team. Then you've got Trevor Spangenberg, who's done well for us in the PDL, is getting into the indoor game and coming off a great season with Missouri State. And then alumni Gerard Barbero. He's going to be added to the mix. And so I see us improving, I see us moving forward, and I see us surprising a lot of teams.
And especially as important as scoring and defense is here, a player like Trevor Spangenberg, who had some accolades at the college level, although this game indoors is almost a completely different game, he will actually add a lot of leadership to this team. For the fans who aren't familiar with the indoor, 4 goals in a game outdoor is a pretty high-scoring game. We had 18 tonight. The fans really can't understand how great it is, the electricity, the sound, the action, everything about it here. And we would really encourage you to come out, check out one of the games. It's a great time. The interaction between the players and the fans. It's something that you really push for the players to interact with the fans and make them feel like they're part of the team, right?
That's right. The more support we can get, the better. The energy pumps through the guys when they're on the field, especially when the fans are going crazy and really getting the support behind the players. It's going to be important for us to move on and continue to get that fan support, because they really drive the players. The fans out there, you guys push the players. You guys pump the players up and get them excited about what they're doing, and that translates into good soccer.
And it's a home field advantage for a reason. It's the fans and our home field that makes a big difference. So every time, the more fans we have here, the better for us. The players rise up and play better. And it sends a message to those other teams when they come in here and see an excited crowd. They know they're in for a long night and hopefully a defeat at the hands of the Spfld Demize.
Definitely.
Coach Tonianse, it's a pleasure to see you again this year, and we're glad to see that you're back to 100% and playing well, and we look forward to many more games. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays to everybody, and remember, we play Paducah right after the holidays, so come out, support your Demize, and really get the players going.
Stay tuned with all the Facebook and YouTube and Twitter updates. The schedule is posted there, but days ahead, of course, we will remind you of those games against Paducah. So that's always a tough one, and
Definitely.
I'd say that this time won't be any different. So we look forward to seeing you fans there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo! Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
They're coming to get you. They're coming to get you.